Discrepancy with official oppression with one of your officers. He would not take a report of a car speeding up like they're going to hit me multiple different times. Cars speeding up like they're going to hit me multiple different times.
Okay.
And me being terrorized. He covered for it, and I have a statement that he didn't. They're claiming that he did not turn in. And
who's the day? You said they're claiming they didn't turn in.
the detective. Well, Ramirez.
Wait, there's a lot of Ramirez on this.
No, he helped connect with the detective.
Okay. So so you're claiming an officer
Is covering for me being terrorized, and you feel using official. Let me give you my YouTube channel, and you can see it's a repeated pattern. And your web.
WEBB.
And can I have your first name?
You don't usually give up first names. I was about to give you my serial number.
They're requiring me to get it, and for my protection, since there's been a lot of abuse by police.
My serial number is 40348.
Is there a particular reason why you don't want me to have your first name?
Because I'm not required to. That's the simple truth of it.
Okay, well, I'm trying to get a protection order against this police because I get terrorized by police, and I'm trying to have it in the reign of terror.
Okay.
And your police have committed crimes, and I know you guys. He aided and abetted me being terrorized. I told him that I have an abuser. He covered for the abuser and used official oppression to cover for the abuser. And my devices are being hacked. I told him about that and numerous other crimes. And my domestic abuse crisis was not keyed as domestic abuse to cover for it. I showed him threatened emails. He lied on the cards. I told him that organizations are.
Which officer are you talking about?
I have a picture of him. You want to see? He's supposed to be Oren, and I have his badge number. But when I looked online, it's not showing him.
What is his badge number?
Okay, hold on. Let me get it. Why are your restrooms always closed anyway? They won't let me use the bathroom.
Because they're consistently broken.
Well, the men's is always open.
I don't know.
And it would be nice if you let the women use the men's, since the women's is always closed. I just have to go.
Our bathrooms are consistently broken.
But why can't I use the men's? They let me use it one time, and then they stopped letting me use it.
Because the other day someone found crack pipes in there.
They found what?
Crack pipes and crack.
In the woman's bathroom?
No, in the men's.
But the men's is still open.
It wasn't supposed to be. So we will close it.
I just experienced the weirdest thing with the bathrooms all over the place. Hidden tissue is just the strangest thing. So I'm just,
Now you're saying he's aiding and abetting your accuser. How is he aiding and abetting your accuser?
because the car sped up like it was going to hit me.
Where did this happen at?
It happened numerous locations. It happened several times coming to the police department.
Okay. And how was Oren aiding and abetting that?
He would not take the report and mistreated me over reporting it. And then I have an abuser. I record my interaction.
I
just want his name so I can do a restraining order and protect myself against him. That's all I want. Okay, his first name.
We don't provide. Okay. And if you want his first name, we don't normally provide it because we're not required to by our own policies.
But I can't protect myself against your officer if you won't tell me his first name.
That's why we provide their rank, their last name, and their serial number.
Right, but they're required to get a protection order against officers that repeatedly terrorize me and haven't had accountability, and the Brotherhood protects them. I need his first name.
Okay.
You won't hold him accountable for tampering with evidence.
Okay. If you're trying to file a restraining order against him, you can use the name and serial number, and they can file it that way. Now,
they're not being honest with me, and I think there's some discrepancies because I did a protection order, and it looks like they hid the address, so this man could not be served.
The address
the Hill, and I hope because on mine, I looked at mine, and I had already paid $35, and his address is hid.
Okay.
But
you're touching on several things,
right? But I'm still denied law enforcement. There's several things going on, and because it's an army, is it like a sliding scale? If it's several things, you get nothing.
For what?
For reporting crimes. So there's numerous things that I got to report.
It's either you hit the elements of a crime or you do not.
So here's the thing: I don't know what to do because they said that they're not being honest, and they hit the. Hold on.
Let me see.
It appears, hopefully I'm mistaken, but in my copy, I trusted them, and it looks like they hit the abuser's address to cover for him, getting a restraining order. Right here. Because I already had sent it off. And they told me on the phone that the processor, that the address should be in there. And as you can, hold on. You said who told you? Let me show you. We're not getting clarity. It happens all the time. Okay, so here's my application. Here's this address right here, plain as day.
Okay. But that has to do with the process server, right?
This is for the restraining order.
Okay. And that's
Okay,
the
hold
process
on.
server.
Hold on.
make sure
You
you're
people,
going
I just police tamper with evidence. Just hold
jumping
on.
around between
No,
different
no,
things.
you're gaslighting me. I don't want to experience
I'm not
official
gaslighting
person.
anything. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
just
clarify.
hold on, so we can
Gaslighting
get a
would be
clarity.
if I'm trying to
You're trying to tamper with evidence.
Me
It's a form of
asking
tampering with
questions is
evidence.
Finding clarity for myself. so
Yeah,
I
hold
know
on,
what we're talking
and then you can get clarity. Okay, right here is my application right here, plain as day. The first page is the abuser's address.
about. Okay.
And here's my copy, and it's hid, the address. So I have to call and I just paid $35, and I trusted the place for the restraining order, and hopefully the copy that they have has his address in it, but they're covering for this man like everybody else.
Okay.
On the first page of this application, what do you see?
That's for the process server. That's not
What do you
for
see?
our
Do you see the abuser's address?
I
On
see an address, yes.
Okay. Do you see it in this for my copy?
Okay. Why do we need it on this copy?
Because he's getting served, you didn't look?
I
I don't know how to, you're supposed to be helping with restraining orders, but you guys cover for crimes. Why is everybody protecting this man, including the place that I'm getting a restraining order?
Because I'm trying to figure out what you needed for officer warrant. I will go through one thing at a time, but you're jumping too fast.
Okay, here's the thing. That's why I need to, that I'm trying to express that the place that I'm getting a restraining order is crooked. Not only are they covering for Oren, and they told me that I had to have his first name and I could not use his ID, his badge number, and his last name, but they also is covering for the abuser. That's what I'm trying to express to you, that they have integrity
Restraining
issues.
order, is it for officer Oren or for the abuser?
But he's being controlled by the abuser. Officer
Officer
Oren.
Oren being controlled by the abuser.
I just want his last name, and then with the restraining order, they can figure it out, because I've already done numerous reports. You won't take the YouTube channel, and all police do is try to argue and waste my time and pretend like they don't have.
Officer Oren being controlled by the abuser, man.
Well, why would he cover for my abuser and not key it as a domestic violence
You
crisis?
haven't explained how he's covering for me. I'm trying to figure that out.
I think that I'm experiencing is official oppression all these years. I think that officers are deliberately being narcissistic and playing mind games with me. And that's why there's been such a big disconnect. So you're saying we're deflecting on the fact at this point.
I'm not deflecting, I'm asking questions for further clarification. There's a difference.
Okay, so if they're having integrity issues, that's maybe why they're not using his badge number. So I don't know what to do if everybody's covering for abuse and haven't been held accountable for their reign of terror.
We provide you.
The police just came at me and didn't yield. I mean, you guys are out of control.
So far, we provided his name and his serial number. Badge number's changed.
I gave you the serial number. Yeah, you didn't provide
It's
it.
already been given to you, is what I'm saying.
But they're claiming that they need his first name. When I was there and waited in line all that time, they said they couldn't do it. And then, like I said, they're covering for the abuser. You see his name, his address on the first page of this application, and you won't look to see if it's off in here. So you're covering for him as well.
How am I covering for the abuser?
Did you look in here to see if his address was in here? You do. Because why is everybody covering for him and trying to keep this man from being served if he's supposed to be innocent?
Trying to stop him from being
Well, look at it, sir.
served. What does that have to do with him being served?
Is his address? You see it on the first page of the application. Why would they hide it in his copy?
That's something you have to talk to the courts about. I don't handle that. The only thing
But here's that maybe why they're lying about having needing his first name. What do I do? You're saying that they should be able to take.
something you need to talk to their supervisor.
Okay, so your name is Webb, and what's your position?
I am a sergeant with the Central Division Patrol Watch 2. My serial number is 40348.
And you are sure that they should be able to take his name and his last name and badge number. That should be it.
Yes, because whenever we do most of our police reports, we do our rank, which in my case would be sergeant, last name, Webb, serial number 40348, and that's what we use for our official court proceedings whenever we file reports or whenever we arrest somebody and do arrest reports.
Well, I don't know what to do because everybody's covering for my abuse and haven't had accountability for, covering for a domestic violence crisis and aiding and abetting it. So you won't give me his name and they're covering for it, and then covering for this man, hid his address, and it's on the first page of the application. You won't look at it to cover for their behavior. So, and then you guys let cars come at me. You let Oren cover for that. You let me get raped. You let crimes be committed, false reports to keep me from school. Keep me from seeing my daughter. False reports to take my freedom like 20-something times. And actually false reports to keep me from school because I was trying to go to school and got kidnapped before I could go to school and my ID stolen. So that is true too.
How have we done how has LAPD done any of that?
I'm just the law enforcement in general that have had a free reign of terror jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Well, Oren covered for all of the experience, me saying, We keep going over it over again, and you won't take the YouTube channel. Let me give you a statement. Give me something to write with. Let me do a statement. Okay, here. Better yet, let me show you. Because you guys just act like you're stupid and narcissistic, play dumb.
We're trying to
So
ask questions, ma'am. I can't put words in your mouth.
here's the PD. These is all the things that you've done. I needed your police department has done, and what you've covered for. Organizations pathologically lying to keep me from being there. Those 2 pages is it.
May I take this back so I can make a photocopy of it?
Yes, bring it
I
back.
will be back in a moment.
Yes.
It will take a while.
I know it's a lot on that page because you've done a lot. So he's going to take that back to make a photocopy. A lot of times they go take it to the back to know how they need to cover their tracks. Know what I got on them. So Aaron was doing the same thing. So I said, cars sped up like they're going to hit me. When I have to cross the street, crosswalk, they run red lights to come at me when it's clear, and I'm not suspecting it. It happens often and happened a couple of times today. When people get caught in crimes and abuse, they blame me for it, like a girl just did from my shelter. She lied on me as an alibi for her stalking and harassment. It has been a pattern. So not only are the cars speeding up like they're going to hit me, they're going crazy. I'm also getting terrorized at the shelter. So 2 different reports. I'm reporting harassment with stalking, felony, cars speeding up at me and coming at me to scare me. Bikers do it too. That turned into Oren, and this is what he says. So this is what I turned into Oren. And let me show you what he lied. He tampered with evidence and said something different. I was being harassed, and cars were speeding up like they're going to hit me. It happens all the time. I have it recorded. He would not look at it. He would start arguments. Not only that, all help is being cut off. My abusers blacklisted me from all help. All organizations, I'll go to random organizations and they already know to not help me. Like what just happened a few minutes ago. A random organization was lying and told me to go somewhere else to get help. They are pre-warned, it's location to location. So this is what he lies and says. Alleges multiple different crimes, and he put the wrong date. It's not even 6/8 yet. It was 5/8. And he says, and I don't even know if this is his real name because alleges multiple crimes, baseless allegations, unable to effectively communicate at time of advisement, civil matter. Cars coming at me, speeding up like they're going to hit me is a civil matter. And I told him about the abuser, he covered for that too, and they won't key it as domestic violence.
His information is on the front of it, because I know you said you didn't.
Right, but he lied. That does not say cars are speeding up like they're going to hit me, and I have footage of it.
Okay.
And then you see this long front and back of all your department has done and how they've tampered with evidence and covered for organizations front and back. Front.
Let's go over one thing at a time because you are.
All these dates.
So you still haven't explained how Officer Oren has tampered with evidence. I'm just kind of figured that out.
Okay, let's okay. So maybe what I should do is rent a car, and you tell me where maybe I could stalk you and come at you with a car.
Okay.
And then if you do a report with Oren, no, we're not. And then if I come at you with a car and in a threatening way,
You have not described in any way him tampering with evidence. All you said was he provided you a card.
you're tampering with evidence.
How am I tampering? What evidence am I tampering with now?
If I did a report that cars are speeding up like they're going to hit me, and I experience official oppression all the time and tamper with evidence and narcissistic behavior with police. Hold on, you're tampering. What you're trying to do is to strategize to tamper with evidence.
Don't need any misconduct for me to investigate. You made accusations, but you haven't followed up.
Okay, so if I come at you with a car, is it illegal in a threatening way deliberately? If I come at you with a car, is that illegal?
It is all dependent on the details of the.
On purpose, because I'm mad at you that you won't do reports and you let people do it to me all the time. So I want you to see how it feels. So I rent a car and I come at you, wait till you get off, and I speed up to scare your behind. Is that illegal?
Scare me is not.
Okay, so if I want to hit you and I miss, is that illegal?
If you attempt to hit me, that's a whole different story.
Okay, but if
you've not actually given us any of that information. You said multiple cars. You've not given us locations. You've not given us dates.
It is illegal to come at someone with a car to try to scare them. At minimum, that's harassment. That's called assault with a deadly weapon.
If you have a phone in your hand, you can look up what harassment is. ADW.
Trying to scare someone with a vehicle that it's
That's not
illegal.
harassment. That's 80. If you attempt to hit them with the car, that is ADW. You are correct on that matter. But it does not fall under harassment. Harassment is a repeating or offending context. And then what kind of harassment depends on how the contacts are made.
Right, and so you're saying in California, because in Texas, when you do that, it's criminal, and it can be considered
Harassment
aggravated
can
assault with a deadly weapon coming at someone to scare them with a vehicle.
Okay.
So in California, you're saying it's a different penal code, and it's okay to do it?
It is going to be a different penal code because California and Texas.
Right, but you're saying that it's a different, and you can come at someone with a car deliberately, and it's no.
Somebody with a car deliberately is ADW, but it is not harassment. Harassment is dependent on several other factors.
I think there's a disconnect. So in Texas, if you are mad and you come at someone with a car to scare them, that's a crime. And you're saying in California, it's not.
If you try and scare somebody, no. If you try and hit somebody, for instance, suppose I drive too close to you to scare you, that is not a crime. If I try and drive at you to hit you, that is ADW, that is a felony, you go to prison for that. Does that make sense?
It says online that coming at someone in a threatening manner to scare them is a crime, and it's
Because
considered.
in California,
It says in California.
for threatening manner, not to scare, but threatening is involving you're trying to hit them.
Okay, well, it's
So
threatening.
that's now what we're talking about.
Okay, well, then it's cars coming at me in a threatening
We
manner.
have the details of that. Yes, we can take the report, but you just saying multiple times, multiple places, and not giving any further information. I cannot take a report for that because I need a time, I need a location, and I need descriptors. If I don't have those, I cannot take a report.
I have them, that the people just wouldn't take the report, and I have video footage of it.
Okay, because the way you're talking to me so far, you have not.
I don't know how to give you the feedback without you tampering with evidence or any other police I've came in contact with. So I have the information. Are you willing to take it?
I would love to.
Okay, so can I have a statement? So here's the thing. I had it for Oren, and you're saying
Because
that
I read that paper, it does not provide information enough for me to take a crime report.
he didn't ask for the proper details, the streets, the locations, and I have it, and the dates and times.
Okay, I will have, we have a different officer there now. She will take it, but I need the information for her to take it. Do you have any other questions for me while I'm standing right here?
But, so you're saying, and I'm sorry, what was your position again?
I am a sergeant with the Los Angeles Police Department.
Let me write it down, because a lot of these videos, I'm asking them for their information, and it's missing from the upload. Yeah, please. And it's quite apparent that your officer Oren lied. He said that I'm making baseless allegations, and these aren't baseless allegations, and that your department is crooked. And then they won't key it as domestic violence, and then they won't figure out why all these locations are prearranged to deny me assistance, including the shelter I'm at. All these people I don't know, even the church is retracting. Someone's monitoring my phone and blocking any possibility and tracking me and keeping me from fleeing abuse that the government's enlisted in. I'm trying to prove it. So the church was supposed to be helping me in numerous other locations, and they all retract. And then other places I don't know lie about their services. I go in and they panic and pathologically lie. Everyone lies about the phones that they have, the safe phones. They demand that I talk to these con artists and pay a bill. So someone has prearranged that I not get a safe phone at all these locations that have phones. There's another thing. My phone has been hacked for years, and it's been being hacked now right here. And I'm talking to con artists. Those are federal charges, and law enforcement has had me trapped in it. And in other jurisdictions, they've came to interrupt me reporting it to my provider with threats of criminal trespasses. Several police. So if I'm talking to con artists that defraud me out of funds all these years, I don't know what to do with that. And law enforcement is enforcing that I endure it. Sir, my phone's being hacked here. And it's being hacked at numerous other locations. I talk to scammers. My calls are spoofed. People in my environments know, because in domestic violence organizations and all these places that provide safe phones won't do it for me. They lie. So they can't do anything about everything being shut down because it's law enforcement. Like gangsters going in and shutting down any kind of possibility. They are legally monitoring my phone. They are the hackers that I can't upload at the police department. So the hackers monitor everything, see everything that I'm about to do, and shut it down. If they figure out, track me, figure out where I'm going, illegally monitor me, and then before I get there, they go all local organizations and they make sure none of them help me. If they see something that I like, they'll have them shut down my possibility to be there, like several other organizations. Even if it's just coffee, they just do petty things in malice. It's just something that's petty, shutting their bathrooms down. They do it in multiple different locations. And the men's is open. They taunt. Okay, so I'm doing the report. How do you give me something to do the report? They've never given me the report number.
I don't do the report.
They won't take it. Your officers are crooked. Just give me a statement and I'll fill out the statement. Because they're going to argue like you and pretend like
Paper anymore. We don't do paper statements because.
I don't want to argue. And that's they stage conflict to argue.
We don't do paper statements anymore.
Why?
Because FBI got mad at us for the way we do our paperwork, so now we do everything online. Either the officers type it in for you, or you can go online and do what they call a cause report. So if you want to go online, you can go on the our LAPD website, and you can do what they call a cause report. And you report that way.
My phone's hacked. I've done dozens of reports and never had a response. They all disappear when I do it online. I've done housing on my phone years, and they never can find my housing that I applied for. They never can find all my reports. My phone's hacked. I send all these countless emails to attorney. I don't know how to report to you the hacking of my email. So you take reports? Is your body cam on?
My body camera is on, yes.
Is that green I see? On there?
No.
Oh, okay. Because your officers play with the body.
Doesn't have any colors. Only
Oh, okay, I can't see. It may be a reflection of light. Because your officers love tampering with evidence and cutting off the camera. Body cam is on and off when I'm talking to them.
So I didn't answer my question earlier. How do you tamper with evidence?
I think that you're probably have integrity issues. If he's cutting his body cam on and off, if people are cutting their body cam off, what does that mean? Look at the paper in your hand. Read it out loud.
It's too much to read right now. I'm going to ask you directly.
Yeah, so I don't want to argue with you. And people use official oppression. It is. It's in your hand. Why would you inconvenience me and torture me like all other jurisdictions? Look at it. Look at it. It's in your hand.
Man, there's a lot to read here.
Okay, let me put asterisks by his name to make it easy because you're making it inconvenient.
My job isn't to make it convenient.
That's what you're doing and all the other officers.
That's what I just said. My job is not to make it convenient. My job is to do thorough.
So he cut off all the dates. They do this to be crooked. What they really want to know, they want to know what I have on them. Now, what in the world is this going to do? They do this at courts. Like they don't have his address on this paperwork. Don't you think you need to make a better copy as a sergeant?
I want to work the copier, put it on there, push copy.
There's not dates on it. That's imperative. You said you needed dates, and this is everything that you needed for the car speeding up like they're going to hit me.
Go back to originally, how is he in any way affecting?
We're deflecting. This is a form of tampering with evidence.
No, otherwise I can't.
This is a form of tampering with evidence. Okay, so here, let me give you my YouTube channel, and it has the dates and times on there with video footage so you can see it. So I think this is the police tamper with evidence around me, and then
How are we tampering evidence, man?
I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue. And that's all our experiences of official oppression and pathological lies by law enforcement. You're not being honest. You have integrity issues. Because if I have video footage and then he has a statement and it never was turned in, that's tampering with evidence. And if your officers are cutting off body cams, is that what?
Which officers cut off their body cam and blend them?
Numerous ones.
Okay, you were talking about Officer Oren. Did he cut off his body cam at all today?
I haven't seen him today.
Okay.
But like I said, you have this sheet, and then you cut off the, they do that at the shelter. Kick their feet and do weird things like that too.
I have a bad knee, man.
Okay, no problem. I'm just saying that they do it everywhere. A lot of people have bad knees. I'm just telling you a pattern. It could be, a lot of people have
Do you have any
issues.
misconduct to report about my officers?
Yes, the paper's in right here, and you probably should get a better copy with the dates. That's not gonna really be, get a better copy, that way you can get the date.
The date's on the top, man. I can literally read it 4/27/26.
What are the other dates? Because they were cut off, let me see.
I'm not reading the whole thing anymore.
Tampering with evidence, the
It's not
crooked.
tampering evidence. Do you have any more questions for me, man, before I walk away? Because so far, we're just repeating each other. You haven't actually.
I don't want to experience official oppression. I thought it was illegal. for cars speeding up like they're going to hit me, and you guys won't key my experiences as domestic violence.
Make a report for it on the officer available to take the report.
Castro, Irene Castro?
I have to look and see what her name is.
Yeah. So what happened when I reported to you that officers were taking bribes? The Internal Affairs never got to me, Irene.
It's already been investigated?
She never got back. I never had a response.
If you've already filed it, then it is up to IA or whoever did the conduct.
There's no evidence that I ever filed it. There's no paper trail.
Who did you file it with, ma'am?
Irene Castro over there.
Okay. Which officers did you accuse?
She was one of the ones that covered for the car speeding up like it was going to hit me too, and was narcissistic.
We're not changing subjects again. You keep going back to the cars, and you won't tell me anything about any of the misconduct you're talking about. You will mention.
You're not making sense because our officers pathologically lie and say criminal behavior is not criminal, and yeah, that's what they do. At the organizations are told to do it. When they get caught in crimes, they walk off. The brother and sisterhood. You just got to prove it to someone that'll do something about it, that they are indeed covering each other's tracks and covering for the abuser. Okay, right here, I'm trying to report abuser 418, reporting emails from abuser. They won't take it. Reporting the police, my abuser's controlling my movements, tracking me. 413, they won't report that. This is what he has. Asked to speak with the victim's advocate. On 413, asked to speak with the victim's advocate. 409, we denied it. Woman Center denied entry. What they have, places that I frequent, deny entry to lash out when I do a report. So I did a report trying to report harassment, emails, and abuser. 418, 419, Woman Center scam to keep me from entry. They won't help me too. They're scamming and telling me to go to another location. All organizations are doing it. I'm blackballed and can't get help, period. Can't find reports. Ramirez can't find reports, not allowed to speak to an advocate then too. He lied, and that's on uploaded. Asked what happened. Castro right here to the report on officers taking bribes, like the email said. No response. Asked to speak with the victim's advocate again on the 23rd. Was not able to. I'm asked telling them again about the organizations. All of them are blackballing me and keeping me from assistance and lying about services and denying assistance. And a lot of them are pathologically lying as a strategy to keep me from help. I showed them information on 423 about evidence that officers are taking bribes. I gave them information on the Tennessee false arrest, the paperwork, and texts from my attorney saying she wished she could file charges. They have all of that. They just did criminal threats. I was reporting government officials being influenced, and they did not take that report. They scanned that they were taking reports of the abuser. The terroristic threats or the criminal threats. They did criminal threats, but they miskeyed it and put it as random, and there was no suspect, but they had the suspect. So I also told them that a random organization was scamming. More random organizations were scamming to keep me from services. I reported that because I'm going place to place to get help and being denied it. Like you saw with Salvation Army randomly. I'm asking for a victim's advocate again on 427. Denied it. I escalated to Simmons because officers were walking off when I was trying to do reports, reporting harassment and other crimes. I reported to Lou. I was getting no press for reporting the domestic violence situation from Lou, and asked to speak with a victim's advocate again. On 5-1, 5-7, another organizations are scamming again. More organizations. I did a report. Asked to speak with a victim's advocate, and then 5-7. An organization that was supposed to help me flee schemed and said that they wanted me to be on meds as a strategy to deny me from getting help to flee abuse, like they said they would do. That happened 5-7. 5-8, Orrin covers for that organization. It won't take a report that I was removed from the group and slander to keep me from getting services. of numerous local organizations. I'm blackballed and none of them will help me. 511, I tried to report the hacking of my device and denied the advocate again. Then I just said, forget it, place me in a safe environment since you won't let anybody else, and they denied it. The police department would not place me in a safe environment or let the victim's advocate do it. I went to the Women's Center asking for resources, and they denied the resources. They told me to go somewhere else. Resources within. They lied about their apartment complexes. Housing discrimination, the FBI investigates. It's enforced. It's not negotiable. All my housing, because it's an abuser tactic. And it's been happening 10 years. It's enforced that my housing, I have each shelter that I've ever lived at, they make sure I get terrorized there. And when the police department's mad at my abuser, they'll put me out, they'll terrorize me. And when I'll walk into an environment that's hostile with my abuser's mad and the government. They'll give me dirty looks, they'll come at me, terrorize me, try to scare me, ruin my food. Like right now, they do petty things that you wouldn't believe, so I can't report it. They hide tissue, trash the bathrooms, all kind of other things, and then hide feminine hygiene products that they normally have out. It's just weird. They do it in jail. So when in Texarkana domestic violence prevention, I was gone reporting the abuser, came back and they had put my things outside in a box and I wasn't even there. That's when I knew I need to get the YouTube channel because I couldn't have done anything wrong there. And they said they didn't know why they did it. I'm terrified, and they made me go alone. I had an advocate at a domestic violence organization, and she made me go alone and report my abuser, and they had accompanied me, and she denied it. And I said, I am so scared because police are involved, and they denied all assistance. And I said, okay, I'll go alone, and came back. The government was mad and had them put my stuff out in the box. So I was homeless, terrified. And they said they didn't know why they did it. So the shelter that I'm at now lied and said that I had did something to multiple different staff. And when they got caught in that lie, they said that you were charging your ankle monitor. I said, I don't have an ankle monitor. So they got caught in numerous lies and that fizzled out and nobody investigated why numerous locations here and several other locations, why they pathologically lie to keep me from services. Conspiracy to violate rights is a felony and they're not stupid. Okay, so 524 is the cars are coming at me right before I get to the police department. And Oren covers for that again, 45257. And 528, I was denied a report again for harassing vehicles and organizations depriving me of assistance. And both Castro and Oren were narcissistic and ignored me and played mind games for trying to make a serious report like that. And whoever that was pathologically lying. It's illegal to come out to someone and scare them with a vehicle because that's dangerous. He's pathologically lying, that's a crime. And even if at minimum, that's not yielding. So that's another crime. By law, they have to yield to pedestrians. So they lie about not doing statements because they want to argue and play with games, and they don't want to have a statement so I can have evidence in a paper trail of what they done. So they lie and say they can't take a statement so they can say you're not providing any evidence when it's actually them tampering with evidence and racking up numerous criminal offenses. Spoofers have called me in the police department trying to defraud me, and they cover for that too.
Yeah, I realized I didn't make it there. I forgot to ask you for your contact information for the complaint intake. Do you have a phone number and email I can use?
Yes. My email's hacked. Can I write it down for you?
By all means, ma'am, if you want to, yes.
I'm really not being heard. I've already did a report and it disappeared with Castro. And I've had no follow-up, and I've done it with multiple different other jurisdictions and was ignored.
Our complaint intake system is archaic and takes up to a year to complete.
But I don't get any evidence that they received it. They just ignore me. They don't give me any.
We don't do evidence for complaint intakes. For complaint intakes, we investigate.
They don't do respond. They just take it and don't respond, period.
They'll usually send you, they're supposed to send you a letter or email of some kind.
I didn't get it. That's what I'm reporting to you.
Do that, so I don't know anything.
Well, I need it. I need a paper trail that you guys are letting me fall through the cracks.
Okay. And then what's your date of birth?
I reported to another officer And they gave me a report number 12663 that these organizations are conspiring with my domestic violence crisis to keep me in it and making false reports. That was ignored. I wrote a statement with, this is all from what your department has done. So he came in and interrupted. Yeah, the spoofers that defraud me out of funds have called me to try to interrupt me doing reports. So the spoofers knew that I was at the police department and called at the police department trying to defraud me while I was here. And I had it on speaker, and they cover for that too. That means that the spoofers are listening to me, and the police department's in cahoots with the people that are defrauding me out of funds. So they said that I had to pay this bill. I said, from where? I don't know what you're talking about. And then they said, ask for my personal information. I didn't know. So I gave my personal information, and I have no other choice. My phone is hacked by the con artists. I'm not getting law enforcement. This is how I've been defrauded out of funds. So I give her my personal information, and she says that you have to have the date you incurred the bill. I said, how in the world would I have the date and I don't know what you're talking about? And she says, well, bye. And then when it happened at the police department and I put it on speaker and recorded it, it stopped. If I don't know what you're talking about, how am I going to have a date? And then you take all my personal information and then won't tell me. They do it all the time to terrorize. So my credit report, I have all kind of fraud on it and all kind of different things. And they're having all local organizations that help you with your credit deprive me of assistance. They've done it years. And then I got locked out of Credit Karma. They do this all the time. So I can't see the crimes that they have on my credit report. They have a $7,000 eviction and I had no lease agreement. And then they have another legal eviction. They're using, it's financial abuse. So they're committing all kind of crimes to ruin me, and they're locking me out of, so I don't have evidence of what they're doing, and then having all local help deprive me of assistance to leave me trapped in the crimes that they're committing with my credit report. Because I can't dispute it if I don't know about it. And they lock me out of all kind of sites and apps and corruption. Now I'll do a free trial for something that's I really like, and then they'll lock me out of the free trial or charge me for the free trial, like they overcharged me with Lyft.